Yo, this Majestikal Child, and I'm locked in with Sauced Up Radio.
Ain't no hope around here, fucking hope, man. Hope you gonna pay your goddamn rent. Hope your car work. Come on, man, ain't but bullshit.
Where did you come up with the name Majestikal Child? What gave you the idea to use that as your artist name?
I think it just added some mystery to myself. And when it came to music, I feel like, and I still do, that I'm majestic. The child piece, man, I'm a little older now, so thinking about dropping that piece of it, but that's pretty much how I came up with it, man. We were big fans. My group at the time, Lyrical Assassins, we were huge fans of Bone. So like Bone Thugs and Harmony, you know, Crazy Bone, Wishbone. So all of our names kind of had a child to it, or but kind of embraced that type of feel. So I just, you know, I think I had a few different names. A lot of people know me by Tank. Like that's one of my nicknames, but Majestikal Child is something that just always stuck with me. I'm kind of mysterious. I'm off to myself, but when it's time to get in the studio or get on stage, you know, I always, you know, brought it to the crowd. I brought a lot of passion behind what I did. So that's probably the easy way to explain it.
What was your inspiration behind getting into music? 'Cause, you know, a lot of people, I say a lot of black people use sports, music. You know, what actually drew you into music and kept you there?
I think it started at a young age, man. Like, you know, I'm originally from Louisiana, from Monroe, Louisiana, to be exact. But then I also spent a lot of my time in Los Angeles, California. So music was always a part of gatherings and family. Like, it's no different than, you know, in the South, food brings us together, music brings us together. So I was just always influenced by music. You know, growing up on Canary Street, man, right across the street, my grandparents, you know, that's where our church was at. So I didn't have a reason not to miss church and things like that. So in church, man, you know, it was a great time for me to take a nap until the choir started singing. So just listening and being moved and influenced by just the vibrations and stuff like that. I just really picked up on music, and I actually didn't start as a rap artist. I started producing. So I started learning how to play by ear. And that's where it all started from, man. Just being a student of it. I listen to all genres of music, I always have. But yeah, that's what influenced me to really want to do the art of it. You know, just the feeling and the vibe of what you can see. You know how music can move people, whether good or bad. But that was just always something that's been a part of me, always will be.
I know you mentioned Bone Thugs and Harmony being some of your key musical influences, but what were some of the other early childhood influences that really just, man, music is something, whether it was producing too, because, you know, like you said, I know you produced. What were some of those early producers and artists that kind of inspired you?
I mean, my list is pretty short when it comes to that, but, you know, growing up early, I definitely would, you know, Dr. Dre, DJ Paul, one of my favorite producers, him and Juicy J, you know, huge on that Tennessee, Memphis scene. Man, I love DJ Quick, Havoc from Mobb Deep. Man, there's just a lot of producers out there from the jazzy phases. You know, we start moving up closer. But yeah, music always, you know, from the producing standpoint, those are some of the producers that really stood out to me that I would listen to. And man, you can't forget Mannie Fresh. Like the things that Mannie Fresh did for the state, definitely gotta salute him, man. You know, one token and one thing, I used to be labeled as Baby Mannie Fresh in Monroe, you know, in the hood and in the city. So you can't leave out Fresh, man. He did some amazing things just to move the culture forward and just really highlight what we was doing in the booth. So, shout out to him, and then Beats by the Pound. And my top, man, I'm gonna tell you, my top is Organized Noise. Like, how can you not talk about Organized Noise? So that's my Mount Rushmore. It's probably more than 4 or 5, but everyone I listed, man, they moved me to really want to, dedicate myself and think outside of the confinement of what I saw in my environment to do more.
So, at what point did you transition from being a producer to artist, and then what was that turning point that's like, man, I gotta reinvent myself, or I gotta evolve and do more to stay in this industry?
I think I was an artist first without being one, because I wrote poetry and I wrote short stories and different things like that. To be honest, man, the reason why I really got into the production piece of it, because I couldn't find the sound that I wanted. So I had to learn how to make my own stuff. But just locally, man, we had some talented cats out there, from Macion to my guy Antron. You gotta talk about them guys and Beats How You Want Them. That transition to an artist was pretty seamless, because I'm sitting there producing and I'm listening to artists and I'm like, man, I can kill half these dudes that, I'm selling beats to and producing for. So just segueing and just becoming a student of the art, it was natural to move over into like the artistry side of it. Because a lot of the tracks were coming from me and the emotion that I felt at the time. That's how I made my tracks. It was just based off how I felt that day. Like whatever I felt, good mood, bad mood, crunk mood, want to bust a head, want to slap somebody, or emotionally just thinking about life. Like that's what transcended onto the keyboard and workstation. We didn't have Fruity Loops and all that stuff back then. Like we had to play, So I started off with a Roland, and then, graduated onto the Trinity, the Tritons and stuff like that. But yeah, I think they just all kind of coincide and go together.
Let's get into some of your projects. I got a chance to listen to Pieces of Me. Talk about Pieces of Me first with the title. What was the inspiration behind the title, and then what was what was going on in your life? What was going on in your life as the motivation behind the type of songs that you put on the project?
Yeah, so Pieces of Me is kind of like, the easiest way I can explain it, it's a memory book. So the reason why it's called Pieces of Me, because it's different pieces of my life from different periods of time that was combined into one. So, it was things I was dealing with currently in the moment. It was things that happened 10 years ago. It was things that happened when I was a teenager. So it was just pieces of my life that only I knew for the most part, and things that I dealt with eternally that I brought into one project. That spanned it over, throughout my from my childhood to adulthood. So that's where I came up with the title. The tracks, man, it was just a mixture of stuff. Just kind of giving exactly what it's saying, a piece of me where it can gravitate to each person that listens to it. You should be able to hear something on it that you can recognize, or be like, man, I was at that state or point in my life where I felt like that, or I feel what he's saying on this track, or I know someone that went through that, or I loved, a person that I lost and I've struggled with, coping and dealing with that. But, and then also just being counted out, man. Like I said in one of my songs, man, they scream my failures and whisper my success. Like just being able to open up and showing some vulnerability and just talk about what I was dealing with. That's how Pieces of Me came. And man, I sat on it, man. I had like 60 tracks, man, just 60 songs, mixed, masters, ready to roll. And man, I hadn't released music in a very long time. But just letting, some of my partners here, family, other artists that I really respected, they're like, dude, you gotta start putting that music out. Like, people need to hear that. Not only is it great music, but it's bigger than you, man. You can help somebody. So, and that's the feedback I've been getting. But that's the title behind it. That was the whole reason behind it. just pieces of me throughout life.
I heard you say you had 60, tracks that you kind of were working down towards to get that final project. What was that process like, and what was kind of the criteria that led you to choose the 12 songs that you did choose?
Man, I can't even take credit for none of that, man. My partner, my best friend, my brother, Big J, like, I don't know, man, he's like a magician with that stuff. Man, I think, like, track placement is very important, man. That's like a lost art in the game now. Like, cats just throw whatever on the album and say that's it. Man, to really tell a story and to be able to move people a certain way and build that emotion, that's all Big J, bro. Like, the dude is just, I throw him some curveballs. Like, I send him 20, 30 tracks and none of them have anything to do with each other. And he knows how, he's like a director, man. He'll script it together, put it together, send it to me and say, hey, man, listen to it from front to back and tell me what you think. And I'm like, dude, I never would have kicked it off with that song or ended it with that one. But he knows me. He knows what I'm trying to achieve. So that's all him, man. It's easy for me. I just do the music and send it to him. So every project I put out, except for 9/11, like he orchestrated all that.
Before we continue to dive into this project, what people or what does your team look like personally when you're doing these projects? Because a lot of people, I say a lot of younger artists kind of just go into the studio, do what they do, and it's kind of like a one-man team. Talk about your team and then the value of what these people play and kind of the bigger role of you creating what you do.
Yeah, man, I think a team is important, especially a team of guys that's not yes men. Like, I got cats that, my brothers, like my biological brother, my bro Tony, Big J, Dre, Coach K, I send stuff to Judd on Deck. These dudes are like the real deal. They hard artists too. So when I send them something, they gonna tell me straight up if it's trash or if I'm hitting on something. And then how to critique and, hey man, that's cool, but I know you can pull more from that. Like, you kind of touching, you scratching the surface on something, but go ahead and give the people what they need to hear. So a team is important, man. Especially a team that understands music and the art of it all. Like, that's even more important. You can have a bunch of cats that want to be in videos and jump around and flex and do all that when it's time to have fun, but when you put in that work, you got to have a team there that really understands music and the artistry of it all. So like the track we just released, man, 1998, man, I'm coming behind Lil Keke the Don.
Key in the building one time for they mind, here we go. Okay. Been in the game a long time with strong mind. Forever drilled and kept it real the whole grind. Niggas snitching and coming home on fed charges. I'm at the crib with double stabs and 4 garages. Off the block, the street niggas since day one. There you go, a hustle pro is young done. Who gon' stay down with a nigga when he ain't got it? And never trust these hoes unless they rock solid. It's been a limit, ain't no limit to the cash, man. Self-made and high-fly in the fast lane.
I mean, you gotta come with it. Then Judd on Deck just murdered the first verse. So I sent it to my brother. He like, dude, you tripping, man. Like, your verse is cool, but you realize who you on the track with. So just getting that feedback, man, it brought something out of me. Like, my verse was cool, but it went to a whole nother level. So not just the music piece of it, but the marketing also. Like, you gotta have a team. You gotta have a machine behind you when it comes to those things. Like, you got cats go spend $2-3 grand on the video and spend $100 on marketing. Like, that's ass backwards. So just understanding that this is a business, which I didn't learn till later on in life. I just had fun doing music. We all did. But this is a business. You have to structure it as such. So having that team behind you to just, help you navigate, because as an artist, you want to create. So if you can't just truly put your time in creating and you trying to do everything on your own, man, it ain't gonna work that way unless, you just blessed by the best and something pop off like that. I haven't really saw it that way. And if it does, it don't last. Like, if you look at the artists that's transcended times and generations, they got a team behind them. and you know, they continue to make great music. So, you know, shout out to my team, Highfly Nation. You know, it's more to come though.
Highfly Nation, talk about that. I know that's your label. Talk about it and then let us know who all is a part of Highfly Nation as far as artists, so they can go check out as well.
Yeah, so Highfly Nation, man, I am the artist. At the time, you know, Judd on Deck, he always, man, you know, shout out to Black Hundo. He's always gonna be a part of what we do when it come to Highflyer. But that's it, man. You know, it's on me, the weight on my shoulders. But when it comes to the creative side, producers and things like that, you know, mastermind tracks, we got a lot of different producers and such as myself too. But I'm more on the artist side. But it's more than just the music piece of it, man. It's how, you know, I can get on platforms like this and, you know, collaborate with Soft Stuff and just looking for ways just to embrace one another and just really move the culture forward is what we doing. But as far as artists, it's me. What you see is what you get. So I'm gonna stack my cards and I'm gonna bet on black on me every time. So, you know, that's what it is, man. You know, like I said, shout out to the artists that, you know, I reach out to that really believe in the movement and things we doing. Shout out to Connect Music. It's just, man, it's been a long path, but you know, I wouldn't change it for that, man.
So now, let's jump back over to the project Pieces of Me. Let's talk about the intro. You know, we spoke about Dick Gregory. What made you put Dick Gregory on the intro of that project?
Man, Dick Gregory gives zero fucks. Like, the stuff that he talk about, the things that's important and he passionate about, man, I just connected with it. I didn't agree with everything that he said, but I agree with most of it. And it's just different perspectives on how you can view things. Like the snippet that I put in Pieces of Me when he talked about hope.
Ain't no hope. I don't give them fucking hope, man. Hope you gonna pay your goddamn rent. Hope your car work. Come on, man. Ain't no but bullshit.
Like, man, hope don't pay the bills. Hope don't do anything. Like, go get it. But yeah, that Dick Gregory, man, I still listen to him this day, you know. Just listen to the teachings and things that he said, but also, man, his boldness and his courage, man. Dude he was respectful in his way, but he never backed down. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I picked him. And you, like, throughout my albums, you'll hear little snippets of different things of just stuff that I listen to, man, that I just want to share.
What was your favorite track off of that project, Pieces of Me?
Pieces of Me, man. I don't know if I really.
Why?
I don't know if I really got a favorite on there, man. I would probably. That's a tough one, man. I'll probably have to go with the last track on the album, Excuse My Back.
It's like 2 a.m. And I'm just gonna run this one all the way through, man. I ain't gonna stop it. Let's go. All I got is a couple dollars, and I'ma spend it. Big homie turned snake on me, but I ain't tripping. Whole team stepping like the army, no limit. True story based on actual facts, no gimmicks. I wanna live forever.
And it mean exactly what it say. Sometimes you gotta boss up on these niggas, man, and let them know what time it is. So, you know, like on the hook, I said, all I got is a couple dollars and I'ma spend it. Like, I'ma bet on me every time, man. So, you know, respectfully, sometimes a nigga just gotta excuse my back. Like, I'ma turn away from all that nonsense and BS and hatred. You know, some of the biggest haters are your biggest fans too, because you watching me. So I would have to go with Excuse My Back. that's just one of them songs, man. I don't flage and stun a whole lot, but it was one of them tracks where I felt it was necessary to not address anyone in particular, but just to let cats know, like, man, don't sleep on Majestikal and Highfly and the things that I bring to the table.
So what advice would you have to give to up and coming artists? Because you're an older cat in the game, and then what do you see the biggest difference is now making your second run to push projects like Pieces of Me and the project that you have with Lil Keke? What was the difference like when you first got in, and then what is it like now, and then what can you take from both of those eras to give to the next generation to kind of learn?
Man, it's a huge difference. Back then, number one, we didn't have like IG, TikTok, all the social influence and things like that. Like it was hand to hand, man. We stand in front of a record store to buy CDs and stuff like that. One of the biggest things I really could take away is just now take advantage of the access, man. Like you can actually see artists and learn and move a certain way based off just being a student of the game, where those interactions like that, when I first got in the game, man, you had to actually be in a room with those artists, with those producers to even soak that knowledge up. Now, man, it's out there. The access is there. It's there for you to grasp. The biggest thing for new artists, man, just make sure you button up everything, dot your I's and cross your T's. Like, I'd never knock anyone hustle or give anyone advice on what they should do, because all our struggles are different. But just value yourself and know who you are and stand true to who you are. Don't compromise yourself for $1, man, because in the long run, money come and go. But being a man, and not even just being a man, being a woman, having respect for yourself, man, that should always be something you stand on. But those are the biggest things for me. Like the end of 23, man, or was that 24? I dropped like a project on the tail end of the year, 3 months in a row. I just kept them rolling. So I would also say, man, we in a microwave type vibe right now, where consumers truly consume things very fast. So stay relevant, keep dropping music. Don't hold on to it for that right moment, right time. Just put that shit out and put the marketing behind it, and just stay true to what you're doing, man. That's what I definitely would say to any up and coming artists. And don't ever feel like it can't happen. You know what I'm saying? I've been in this game for a long time. I was signed as a producer. I was signed as an artist. I left it alone, got back in it, and then I just signed a distribution deal like with Connect Music, like things like that. Just go to show that if you stay with it, you really believe in yourself, invest in yourself, stay true to the art, man, things happen.
Talk about just the vibe of the music industry right now. You got your Sexy Reds, you got your younger artists, and then you got your Kendrick Lamar's. Where do you see your music coming in, influencing the game, and like moving the needle?
Yeah, I think, man, I could do it all. Like, I'm from Louisiana, so when it comes to jigging and all that, like, all that's embodied in me. But also I'm a student of the art, so I respect all artists and what they do. I think it's a cultural thing, like where you from, how you grew up, and the music that influenced you. When it comes to my art, man, what you see is what you get. The music that I put out is things that I truly been through. So, even from like some of those deep songs and like the Cross My Hearts and Moments in Time and Loose Ends with Mr. Fab. Shout out to Mr. Fab from the Bay Area, legend. Like those songs, I believe like I'm a storyteller. I could really paint the picture vividly where you can understand and almost put yourself in my shoes at that moment in time and see what I went through and how I felt through the emotion and the way that I placed my lyrics, the way that I listened to the beat and change and switch my cadence. Like I'm a true student of it, man. I just don't hop on the track and just say a whole bunch of words and just say, hey man, it's on time, like it sound okay. Like I truly listen to the music and how to place my lyrics when a snare hit or when a string drop or when chords change. Like just being a student of it, that's where I'm at with it. But I think I could touch anyone, man. I can get on some real shit and I can do some ratchet stuff too. Like it just depends on the vibe and how I'm feeling. But one thing, like I said before, man, just be true to yourself. Like I don't do anything that I don't want to do. I don't say or make music that I don't want to make. I don't work with artists and producers that I don't want to work with. I'm gonna stay true to myself. Either you like it or you don't. It ain't for everybody. But for the ones that it is for, that's who I do it for. And music is my therapy. So if I'm the only one that it helps, that's okay too. But I know I'm gonna reach somebody. And that's why I continue to do it, because of that feedback. And just, people reaching out like, damn, I feel you on that, man. Like, you got me through something, because that's what artists used to do for me.
What are some of the upcoming projects that you have, and just tell the people some of the projects that can be looking forward to, and some of the next events or ideas that you have that should be coming up for your career?
But just dropped the first single under Connect Music, 1998, featuring Lil Keke and Judd on Deck. That's out right now. And I got a project in the works, just trying to decide when I want to drop it out, if I want to come with another single before it. But it's called Pain's Promise. That'll be my next one. Man, that album is crazy. But, I just stay relevant, just keep dropping music, whether it be on IG. They've been pestering me to get on TikTok, so I just hopped on there and just putting out stuff, man. Just, I might record it that day and drop it that night. Like Tidal Wave, man. Tidal Wave was one, a song that me and my brother was sitting outside in his backyard and he started playing a song. I'm just like, man, send that to me. Send that track to me. And then, I recorded, sent it to a couple of my partners, Coach Carter, Judd, my brother. They was like, drop that shit tonight, like right down. I drop it, wake up, over 40,000 views on IG, and I'm just like, damn, I guess people like it. So, man, it's a lot in the works. I want to start doing more stuff like this, linking up and just taking time just to explain who I am in the art, things that I'm putting out. But that's really it, man. You can keep up with me on IG, but also the website, HighflyNation.com. We keep pushing videos and pushing out content. And shout out to Salsa Radio, bro. Like, really appreciate you and the shit that you've been doing. And I know it's a lot of things that we're gonna work on too. So I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and just talk about what's coming. You're gonna see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, faith without work dead. So you're gonna see what it is. We're gonna put it in your face.